The song came over the radio, man, and when that song came over the radio, the whole house jumped in the air. I mean, we jumping around everywhere. Everybody was happy. That's your song, that's your song. That's Daddy's song. And I'm a little baby, 2 years old, just kind of understanding what everybody was doing. I'm happy too, so I'm jumping around too, so.
Oh, I remember very well, just like it was yesterday, hearing Percy sing. It was, because I don't think I'd ever heard him before. And I just knew he was singing from the heart and soul, and it was good, and I liked it. And he, reaching up to heaven with his voice, he's reaching out to the world, which it proved that he was singing to the world, eventually. I mean,
if you listen to it, it's a very simple cut, everything. I reckon it just had a feel about it. It's simple, and everybody could connect to it, And a lot of times it's hard to get that feel to everything and hit that big, But I was just proud I was one of them that played on it,
Until he died, he was still going all over the world with only one hit. But you know how many records that thing sold? Do you know? 100 million. It was over 100 million by the time he died. Is that shocking?
パーシー・スレッジが歌い大ヒットした「男が女を愛するとき」。ジャンルを超えて数々のカバーが生まれた。
Trade the world for the good thing I found. Yeah, she's bad, he can't see it. She can do no wrong. Turn his back on his best friend if he put her down.
When a man loves a woman, spend his very last time trying to hold on to what he needs. He'd give up all his comforts, sleep out in rain if she says it ought to be.
Well, this man loved you, woman. I gave you everything I had. Trying to hold on to your hot blood love. Baby, please don't treat me bad.
I think Michael Bolton's version got the most popularity, but I'm still partial to Percy's version. I like that version, and I can't complain about either version, but Percy's my choice. I guess because of the longevity all the emotional things have worn off, and other people are more fascinated by it now than I am because it's kind of old hat.
半世紀以上にわたり世界中で愛されてきた男が女を愛する時、この曲はどのように生まれたのか。1966年にリリースされ、世界中で聴き継がれた名曲「男が女を愛する時」はアメリカ音楽の聖地と呼ばれる街で誕生した。南部のアラバマ州、綿花畑の中をテネシー川が流れる小さな町マッスル・ショールズ。ここから魔法のメロディーが次々と生まれていった。この街が音楽の聖地となったのは、リック・ホールという一人の男がフェイムスタジオを開いたことに始まる。その歴史をよく知る人物に話を聞いた。
Rick was a musician. He had bands from his teenage years, and he was a wannabe songwriter early on. And he heard that there was a guy up in Muscle Shoals that was publishing songs. Rick was always a pusher. He was always a go-getter, hard worker. You know, he was the kind of guy that was the first one there and the last one to leave. And he was determined that he was going to make something of himself. And it was that kind of an attitude that inspired Jerry Wexler. Once Jerry heard some of the music that was being made, he was totally sold on the situation and started sending acts down here and cut You Better Move On Arthur Alexander, which was really the first hit out of the area.
You asked me to give up the hand of the girl I love. You tell me I'm not the man she's worthy of. But who are you to tell her who to love? That's up to her. Yes, and the Lord above. You better move on. Well, I know you can buy her fancy.
その後リックはスタジオの場所を移し、黒人白人という肌の色に関係なく創造性豊かな音楽活動を続けた。今フェイムスタジオとリックの意思は息子のロドニーが継いでいる。
You know, he started out just as a musician and a songwriter, and he was just trying to make a living. He went to Nashville and was doing country music, and then he started doing working with black artists. And Nashville wasn't accepting of black artists in the country music world at that time. And so he just decided to do it here and do it at Muscle Shoals at home and use homegrown talent, and it worked out.
リックは地元の白人ミュージシャンを集めて作ったリズムセクションをバックにソウル系アーティストのレコーディングを行った。 ッスル・ショールズと男が女を愛する時の誕生にとってもう一人重要な人物がクイーン・アイビー。レコード店を営む彼はラジオ DJ をしながら曲を作るなどリックと共にこの街の音楽産業を支えていた。
They were great friends, very good friends, and Quinn was a songwriter here for our publishing company, and so he at one point before Studio B was added on, we'd only had one studio, and it was staying booked all the time. And Quinn came to my dad and asked him what he thought about him opening a studio for just getting the overflow business of church choirs or whatever that wanted to come in and record. And my dad said, "Sure, you know, you can use my musicians when they're not working."
1965年、クイーン・アイビーはレコード店の斜め向かいに自分のスタジオ、ノーララスタジオを作った。そこにオーディションに来たのが地元の病院で働いていたパーシー・スレッジだった。
I was an orderly working with the sick people. I'd sing a song for them, you know, and they go to sleep. I got such a big kick out of that, you know, and I could see my patient laying up there smiling, you know, and feeling better.
パーシーは病院で仕事をしながら週末はバンドエスクワイアーコンボの一員としてライブを行っていた。そのバンドのベーシストで男が女を愛する時の歌詞を書いたカルビン・ルイスに話を聞いた。カルビンがこの曲を作ったのは17歳の時だったという。
Yeah, we changed vocalists about every other year, seemingly, and someone had informed us that he was a good singer, and so we auditioned him, and he got the slot. As we used to say, a good country boy, but he had a real strong voice, real good on blues, as well as ballad-type songs. He was well liked at the place of play, especially down at Ole Miss.
この曲はもともと全く違うものだったという。
Leader, sax player, was out of town on emergency, so myself, Andrew, and Percy got together to make sure we could do the gig that night without him. And afterwards, Andrew started playing this riff. And Percy and I both liked it, so I said, let's put some lyrics to it. And that was the first attempt for writing. And the original was, Why Did You Leave Me? Real bluesy. Why did you leave me when you didn't have to go? You know, I loved you so. And that was the basics of Why Did You Leave Me, Baby, when you didn't have to go? You know, I loved you so. It's something along those lines.
パーシーは未完成だったその曲をクイーンの前で歌った。しかしクイーンはその曲に何かを感じた。
Several days or several weeks later, he called and said, why don't you guys don't mind if we change the name to When a Man Loves a Woman? It's inspiration he had while on the air. He was a disc jockey. So we said no, and he said, well, we can get together at the studio and we'll sit down and do a rewrite. And we'll stretch the bridge out and make it a more positive kind of love song. And we spent several weeks rewriting and working it out and ended up with When a Man Loves a Woman.
When a man loves a
世界に響く名曲が生まれることとなる。1966年、クイーン・アイビーのスタジオで男が女を愛する時のレコーディングが行われた。それはパーシーにとって初めてのレコーディングだった。この時エンジニアを務めたジミー・ジョンソンに話を聞いた。
That was his first record, and he was scared to death. He went. I mean, I'm gonna tell you, your first time, even as a player or anything, I mean, it will scare the crap out of you, you know. And I don't know how he got through it, because we worked about 2 hours on the song, and finally I got him saying, "Here's my problem." He didn't know how to work a microphone. He didn't know how to back up and get close when he's singing low and back up when he's singing loud. He didn't know that. And so I had to kind of coach him a little bit as we went along. And I would say, okay, now Percy, I want you just do the best you can. And I said, you're sounding great. I would compliment him. His voice is not normal. It's different. It's real high-pitched, and he can sing in a higher key than most people. And so we had to first find the right key so that, and I had to be part of that, so that he wouldn't be going over his pitch. And we got, finally, after about an hour, we got the right key. We was changing keys constantly. I would say probably 50 or 60. Yeah. But you know, he just hung in there with me. And finally we got a cut on that one track that had a great vocal, and that's the vocal was the hit. Is that an amazing vocal? I mean, it really is. And I had to get it even with his fear. And paranoia.
レコーディングでバックを務めたのはフェイムスタジオのミュージシャンたちだった。ベースのアルバート・ジュニア・ロー。
I was at the cut with a lot of soul singers, you know, and they weren't well-known people, you know, but that song was fit him, you know, that it was great, you know, but I played on Mose Wright bass. Everybody thought I played a Fender bass on it, but I played a Mose Wright. Sounded like an upright bass. Had that old boomy sound, kind of boomy sound to it, you know. That's the only song I ever played with a Mose Wright bass. But that old bass fit that song.
Keyboard はスプーナー・オールドハム。
There's this little red shiny organ that I'd never seen before. It's called a Farfisa organ, made in Italy, and so it had 2 buttons. I remember one's called a multi-tone booster, and one was some other name. And the first button, well, first of all, it was a brand new All-Tech amplifier, big thing over here to my left leg. and I powered the organ up, electric instrument. A little red light comes on, and like I said, I never played and never heard it. So I pushed one button, got the volume up, pedal up, amp, set, and it sounded like 1,000 screaming bumblebees, the worst sound I ever heard in my life. And I pushed the other button, and this sound we hear on the record. I remember fooling around in my mind with they were basically nice, simple, descending chord changes, but I kept fooling with the placement of one of the chords in my head to try to suit myself, and it was a little different. And I've been even today I'm trying to figure out what I did, but it worked for me.
When a man loves a woman, can't keep his mind on nothing else. He changed the world for the good thing he's found. If she is bad, he can see it. She can do no wrong. Turn his back on his best friend if he put her down.
When they finished recording it, they brought it to my dad to see what he thought. Quinn did, and my dad thought it was great, so he sent it to Jerry Wexler at Atlantic Records. He called him up on a Sunday afternoon, and Wexler was in the middle of a party at his house. He said, "This better be important, because I'm in the middle of a party, Rick." And he said, "Well, I think I've got you a hit." So I played it for him over the phone, which is kind of how they do. They just hold the phone up to a speaker and played it for him. And he said, "Send it up. I want to hear it. I want to hear a fresh copy." So he sent it up, and Wexler called him back and said, "Yeah, I think this is a hit. Let's put it out." And
曲を聴いたジェリー・ウェクスラーはリックホールに一つだけ注文をつけたという。
They said the horns sound out of tune. You know, what it was, we had a trumpet player that was playing out of pitch. And all he was hitting was whole notes. Like, duh, on the end, just loud and whole notes in three-part harmony. Jerry Wexler says, "We want to redo the horns." So they come in and brought another horn section from Memphis here and had to redo all the overdubs again. Guess what? I was told on the day, and I was living in Florence at the time, and I was driving in, and they told me, they said, "It'll be on the radio in the morning." Okay, so I had that radio, it was an AM radio. Thing come on the radio, sounded great. I'm sitting there thrilled. I gets right to the end where the horns come in, and guess what? I knew it was my record, because that was my record, just the way. And they had put out the first thing I sent them. They decided after they got them both in there that they liked that first one better. And I have to say, that brought tears to my eyes. As I was driving in, I couldn't even hardly see.
1966年4月にリリースされた「男が女を愛するとき」。この曲はすぐにチャートを駆け上がり、マッスル・ショールズの名が広まるきっかけにもなった。
It was, I'm like Andrew now, it was kind of unbelievable that a song that I participated in was being played on the air, and then when it started climbing the charts, it was really just unbelievable. It was a big surprise to all of my classmates and teachers, and even some of the musicians at Muscle Shoals said, "You guys don't know how well things are going to be for you," because they were in the industry and knew what was going on, but we didn't really know. We were just a local band playing in a regional area, and to have gotten that far to do all those things is just fantastic.
Sure, that When a Man Loves a Woman really got the ball rolling as far as the relationship between Atlantic and Fame, and Muscle Shoals for that matter. Jerry started sending artists here, and the first artist was Wilson Pickett, and they cut Land of a Thousand Dances, Mustang Sally, Funky Broadway, Hey Jude, Hey Joe, Miniskirt Minnie, on and on. They had multiple hits.
Say it one time.
1969年、フェイムのスタジオミュージシャンたちが独立し、新たにマッスル・ショールズサウンドスタジオを設立。評判を聞きつけ、多くのアーティストがスタジオを訪れた。
When I think about the good love you gave me, I cry like a baby. Living without you is driving me crazy. I cry like a baby. Lord knows now that you're not a plaything, not a toy or a puppet on a string.
Now I cry, I just cry. Just like a baby all night long. You know I cry, just cry. Just like a baby. Brown sugar, how come you taste so good? Brown sugar, just like a young girl should.
I know a place. Ain't nobody crying. Ain't nobody worried. No. Ain't no smiling faces. No, no. Lying to the races. Help me. Come on, come on. Somebody help me now. I'll take you there.
I know everybody that plays music wants to do good and play good. But I think that my partners and I wanted it really badly to play good and make it sound like, as I did the Staple Singers, to sound like Staple Singers record. And I think my partners all tried hard too. Percy Sledge or Millie Jackson, we tried very hard to be good as their band. So we wanted you to think that that was their band.
When I think back on all the crap I learned in high school, it's a wonder I can think at all. And my lack of education hasn't hurt me none. I can read the writing on the wall.
When Rod Stewart came here, he's one of the people who came in the studio and said, well, where's the band? And we said, well, he didn't even say it to us. He said it to the producer. He said, where's the band? He said, that's the band. I said, no, they're supposed to be black. And he said, no, that's the band. And he didn't believe me. Just a group of guys got together, man. It all blended. It's like it wasn't completely country, and it wasn't completely soul music. It's a blend in between there. And it's just a group of guys that got together, and what they played, it felt good, And that's what people were looking for. And the soul music, they was looking for that right there. They didn't have a bunch of trumpets and horns and stuff, They had little parts they played, but the rhythm section was carrying most of the thing,
Now Muscle Shoals has got the swampers, and they've been known to pick a song too. Lord, they get me.
こうしてマッスル・ショールズは魔法の音楽を生み出す聖地となった。マッスル・ショールズに昔からある劇場を訪ねた。パーシー・スレッジもここのステージに立ったという。劇場の支配人スティーブ・プライスが宝物を見せてくれた。それは男が女を愛する時の特別なレコード盤に関係者のサインが入ったものだ。
I don't know. It would really be hard to choose. There's some incredible songs that came out of here, and to choose a favorite, but Percy's is definitely one of mine. I just, his voice was just amazing. But I don't think it's necessarily more important. I think it's just kind of etched in everybody in the front of their minds that would be the one that pops up when if you ask somebody what's your favorite Muscle Shoals hit, that's probably a majority would say When a Man Loves a Woman. Great song.
パーシー・スレッジはその後もソウルバラードでヒットを出した。
So was my
my future bride. He looked at us both and then he called me to his side. He said, son, take time to know, girl. It's not an overnight plan. You better take time to know, girl. Please, please don't rush into this thing.
パーシーが2015年に亡くなった後、息子のハウエルが彼の思いを歌い続けている。
My dad was, he was my coach. I just call him my coach. I teased him all the time and I called him my coach. Even when I was singing gospel, I wasn't singing the circle of music, what I'm singing now, his songs and everything. He's just my coach. He was more like he was our everything. The deeper side of the lyrics came to me when I started singing myself. When I actually really wanted to pursue and sing my dad's music. And when a man loves a woman and he can't keep his mind on nothing else, you know, it's staggering. And I understood that a man's love for a woman like that, he really loves her, you know. And dad's love himself, even writing the song and singing the song, he really means it.
パーシーが常々息子に語っていたこと。それは、人を愛することの大切さ、そして歌うことの楽しさだったという。
Oh, he loved singing. He loved performing until his health bothered him. It discouraged him so because he wanted to sing. He always wanted to perform, man. And he loved looking at other acts. He loved that. I mean, just like me or you, he loved looking at different acts and movie stars but singers and different people. And he had his favorite, you know, being a singer. I got my favorite, you know. But I don't think he never, ever got tired and did not love that song. He loved that song. He know that song made him. He know that song sung so far and so loud over the world that it just came back to him and it knocked him down. I mean, knocked him down. He couldn't believe it. And he's still probably in his grave now. He still can't believe it, you know. Yeah.
Same melody that I sang when I was in the field. I just wails out in the woods and let the echo come back to me.
Percy's version is very special. It's, you know, he sang, he had a cry in his voice, he had a feeling that you knew it was real and authentic and it came from his heart.
Everything was special about that song. Everything in the world. Hard to put in words. It was the same day one as it is 40, 50 years later to me. As I hear it and I like it. You know, it says a lot and sounds a lot.
永遠の一曲。男が女を愛するとき。